What's going on, everybody? It's your man Tuck from BOREDinDE, and we got another episode of the podcast. Once again, I want to take a quick moment and say if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit that notification bell on YouTube so you know when new episodes get uploaded. As for the podcast, we're located everywhere podcasts are played. I'm talking Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts, BOREDinDE is there. Well, my guest tonight is an author and a dear friend, and she took time out of her hectic schedule to come here and rap to us. So at the end of the show, I'm going to drop all her information, and I hope you guys follow up with her because she has a really good book, Empowered by Disadvantages. I'm showing it on the screen, so the audio people will be like, "What the hell is he doing?" But yeah, Empowered by Disadvantages. When your disadvantages become your advantages. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to meet my tonight's guest, Miss Lisa Ward.
Thank you. I appreciate being here with y'all talk.
Oh man, I appreciate you taking time out your schedule to come here. Because here at BOREDinDE, we like to talk to people that have done business in Delaware, not necessarily reside here, but you're here enough that you do business and everything.
Right.
So
I like the free taxes.
Oh, we all like the free taxes. It's one of the perks here.
Definitely.
So let me get started and ask you where you're from.
I'm from DC. I've lived in DC and I've lived in New York. So.
Okay, and we know you bouncing in out of Delaware, but what ultimately brought you here?
Oh, I'm a mentor. So I definitely mentor. My godchildren are from Delaware.
Okay.
So I come here and spend a lot of time with them. But since, the loss of my best friend and their mom, Dr. Tamika Wright, I'm definitely here a lot more for them as well. But, I come here, have a lot of kids that I mentor and have a lot of connections, and my DJ's here, a lot of family and friends.
Okay, so you might well say you a Delawarean in spirit.
Yes,
pretty
definitely.
much. Okay, that's
Definitely.
what's up. Talking about your book, Empowered by Disadvantages. First, what made you start writing, and how long have you been writing?
I started writing accidentally, I would call it. I was in school and I was a special ed kid. So my teacher, there was a contest that they was throwing, and she was like, I think you should enter it. And I think it was her way of trying to definitely get me to believe in myself and try something new, because I was a real shy kid. People kind of picked on me a lot. So she was like, I think that you should enter the contest. So I was kind of rebelling against it. I didn't really want to do it, but she encouraged me to, and she was my favorite teacher, so I decided to do it.
Do you still get in touch with that teacher?
No, it's been a long time,
Okay.
but hopefully, during the past, you could tell or realize that, okay, that's one of my students. But she is definitely the person who got me into writing, because the first thing I ever wrote, I won a national contest.
Oh, that's what's up. So you came out the gate swinging.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Your inspiration for this book, pretty much tells me on the cover, Empowered by Disadvantages, but just need to know, what was your inspiration?
Well, coming from, I've lived in the projects. I come from a pretty poor background. I wouldn't say so poor where, no, we was poor. There was days we didn't have food. But when you come from poverty,
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people, especially minorities, they always feel like they don't have nothing to live for, or they don't have nothing to strive for. So that was one of the things that touched me. But really, it was given to me in a dream. I
Mm-hmm.
woke up and God laid it in my spirit, and but I understood the pieces to why, and that's what motivated me to present it to my best friend, who really was my encouragement to actually do the book.
And the best friend you're speaking of, is that's the one that just passed away?
Yes, we just came up on a year in October.
Wow. I'm sorry to hear that, but at least she left you with some good memories and things of that sort.
Yeah, don't get me to crying, Tuck.
Oh, no. We got some tissues if you need it and everything. Um, I have to apologize. I got to the book a little late, so I was breezing through it, and I did notice that you had something in there that you wrote about your learning disability
Mm-hmm.
and everything. What was it like to put that in the book? Because that's kind of personal and stuff.
Right. That was the scary part, especially working for the companies that I work with, being in a dominant field of men. Me, my godson, Raymond, we call him Ray Miz, excuse me, aka Ray Miz. He is the other CEO of the magazine that we still have. We just haven't been doing anything for a little bit, but Sector Magazine. When we did the magazine, you're dealing in a man's business, doing music, that's a man's world. So me putting that out there definitely was opening up a world that I wasn't sure how the feedback was going to be. Because when I was at other jobs or different other occasions and I told them, it wasn't a really good feedback. But I knew that I was smart. I knew that people who have dyslexic are people who are really millionaires. A lot of people who have dyslexia are famous actors, millionaires, CEOs, and things like that. So I think that I wanted to tell my story so people can see that if I can tell you and if I can do it, why can't you do it? A regular person per se. Like, you could hear about Whoopi Goldberg or who else? Einstein. But these people to us are superheroes or, are stars. Me, I'm not at that level yet to some people. Some people I am and to some people I'm not. So for those people who see me as a regular person, which I am, I wanted them to realize that, okay, well, if Lisa can do it, then why can't I?
Yeah, 'cause I can imagine you're probably a superhero to more people than you suspect. Because, you put out your own book, and that was going to lead to my next question as far as what made you go through self-publishing.
Well, that wasn't supposed to happen. When I came up with the book and when the book was given to me and I talked to my friend that was named late Dr. Tamika Wright, we named her Doc, and I told her about the book. She was very hard on me. You talking about anybody hard? She's hard on me. So when I told her, I was like, what you think? She really liked the idea. She was like, I think you should do this. I said, well, if you help me figure out how to start it, I'll start. So every day I will work on it. But she said, all I want you to do is write the book and I'll take care of the rest. So she was going to be the publisher of this book. I was never supposed to be the publisher. That's why the publishing company of the book is called Humble Doc Publishing, because her publishing company was called Humble Publishing. And at the time we wasn't sure with dealing with the grief. We wasn't sure of the ownership, which the kids own Humble Publishing now. We just created a part 2 to it. So me getting into a world that I didn't know, I had to learn everything about publishing this book, meaning I didn't know who I was going to publish the book with, how to fill out the paperwork. I didn't know anything but copywriting. So I learned everything as I went, and we had some good friends. A shout out to Tammy. She lives in Philadelphia. She was a good friend of Dr. Wright's. She's published 13 books. So she kind of took me under her wing and gave me a lot of information to help me do this journey.
So yeah, it sounded like it was an awesome group project and everything, and I think it's beautiful that you named your publishing company and honor your dear friend and everything. And a great way to keep it in the family and everything like that.
Me trying to.
But it sounds like as far as self-publishing, it sounds like you just pretty much just jumped in the fire and had to go ahead and maintain it. And I think you did a great job. The book looks good. The cover looks good.
Thank you.
I'm definitely going to dig into it and everything. But I think it's a great book and everything. You got any book signings or anything coming up?
December 7th, I will be back in Delaware. Christiana Moore is bringing me on to do a book signing because part of the proceeds, believe it or not, Christiana don't do a lot of people for profit. So you have to do things that's going to be beneficial. So it was really good to know that once they found out that we partnered up with Christiana Hospital, the Helen Graham Cancer Facility, they said that they wanted to bring me in. So we will be there December 7th from 12 to 4. We had one September. I'm trying to remember. So was it September? When did we have the book sign? I think September 14th, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
September 14th, and we had a great turnout. My team, my supporters, a shout out to Mr. Jones, who's in the back, Miss Fran, Rocky. A lot of people helped keep
Hold
me
on,
through
that fool's name is Jarrell. Mr. Jones. Yeah, me sitting here thinking like, who else is here? And I'm like, oh, she talking about Jarrell.
Blazing the fedora on. This Mr. Jones right now.
Yeah,
Okay, it's Mr. Jones right now.
I call him Mr. Jones. I don't know.
And he not drinking a Monster. They think he's drinking one of them big iced teas today. So we give that brother a pass for the moment.
Yeah, but he was a great supportive as well, just keeping me going, because even though that was one of Doc's last wishes for me to finish this book, because I wasn't going to finish it. I had told her I wasn't going to do it. But she knows me, and she made me promise to complete it. But even in that moment, trying to do something like that when you're grieving, it's hard, you know. And if it wasn't for my kids and my godchildren and this crazy, you know,
Mr. Jones
in the background, and a list of a whole bunch of other people, sisters, friends, Tasha, just a lot of people in my corner, I wouldn't have got the book done.
Because honestly, I'm glad you did get the book done. And I know trying to do something through the grieving process and just all the swarm of memories and emotions coming on, I mean, it's awesome that you got it done.
Thank you.
Because I know me, I would probably had to put it on the shelf, and I'd have took some time away, and then it'd have been another project that would have been incomplete. But to see that you found the love and strength for your friends, your family, your children to go through and put the book out, I think that speaks on your character by itself.
Thank you.
And everything. At these book signings, do you have anybody that shares like stories with you? Like, I know there's really not that much time with the books signing, but I'm quite sure you get somebody say, "Hey, your book really touched me. It helped bring me from a dark place."
Yeah, a couple of people. I feel bad because, you know, you meet so many people, you don't remember everybody's name.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say it was a friend of my godson's or associate of my godson's, and it was something about her that touched me. And she had just she had came and she said, "Can I just hug you?" And I was like, "Oh, okay, sure," you know. And then I wasn't being arrogant or anything. I just was like, "Why?" Because I mean, like, I'm nobody. Like, why you want to hug me? And she told me it was just something about your story, and I said, "Thank you." And I said, "But before you leave, I have something to tell you." And I didn't know at the time what it was, and I had to wait. And my son kept saying to me, "Can you sign the book? Can you sign the book?" And I said, "I can't sign this book yet. It's something I have to do." And in that process, I did finally get the answer why I was waiting, and I was really waiting for her to tell us why she was hurt. And we found out that she had lost her child a year ago. And she felt that this book was helpful to her, or my story was enlightening to her, to at least realize that she could probably get through it. And we actually stopped in the middle of the book sign and prayed with her and talked to her. I wanted to see her again. I hope she's doing okay. There was another young lady who was homeless. And she came to me and she said, "You know, I read your book every day because she got to read the book a little bit before everybody else."
Okay.
Because I believe that you should test things out before to make sure, because you have been laying your eyes on it so much, you might miss something. And she said, "I want to read the book." And she said, "I like to read." And she read the book, and she was actually homeless. And she said that this book helps me come to work every day, or this helps me realize that even though I have a child going back and forth to the hospital, or I'm not sure where I'm going to sleep, this gives me hope. And it's really touching when, you know, your words are said back to you. First of all, that means that you know they read it.
Right.
And secondly, you still trying to absorb this new life of being an author and realize that these people really are touched by the words of your book. And that's why God gave it to me, and that's why I really wanted to do it. And to see it all come to the surface in reality, it's amazing.
It sounds amazing. It sounds amazing. And I noticed here that your some donations or some proceeds of the book, or
Yes.
things are going to like cancer research.
Yes. My business partner, passed multiple myeloma. I worked in the hospital for 12 years. I worked with cancer research for 2 years. I've never heard of multiple myeloma until she came down with it. She never heard of it. Again, I am a true believer that you have a journey to walk, and that's why the book is stated. I talk about that a lot in the book, that your journey that you go through is your lessons. And even though it might come to a disadvantage, me losing Dr. Wright in my life, I thought was heartbroken, and I thought that when I wrote this book, everything I went through already was why he gave me the book. I didn't realize that the book was going to be something that helped me out as well. But she came down with multiple myeloma, and part of the proceeds, she worked at the hospital for 30 years, and part of the proceeds, half of the proceeds will be going to the Cancer Foundation for research. Part of it probably be for research. The other part will probably be for taking care of people when they're in the facility. We haven't decided totally on where everything is going in the cancer building, because they let you pick. And really, her kids are going to pick that. We've raised so far $1,200. So I'm hoping after the next book signing, we'll raise more.
Yeah, definitely, because it's a worthwhile cause, and Christiana does do good work as far as putting their name and stuff behind things. So hopefully that helps out and everything.
Right.
So let me get to the nitty gritty of things.
Okay, you got nitty gritty.
Yeah. I just wanted to get the formalities and everything out of the way of the book and everything.
Okay.
When's part 2 coming out?
I don't know why everybody's asking that. You're like the third person to ask me about
it's
part
got to
2.
be a part 2. I mean, you got us with this one and everything. I know this book doesn't tell it all.
No.
Okay,
doesn't.
so I know it's got to be a part 2.
The funny story is it actually could probably be a part 2. We've actually was asked to do a story. Someone wanted to do a movie on me and my sister's lives after the book signing. So we are considering looking at that as an option.
Okay.
Just trying to find the right person who can be the producer and the writer, because they was like, well, why don't you write it? You wrote. But I want to focus on the story of my sisters. So that's an idea. The second idea is continuing part 2 to the book. And the third is Doc also gave me a second book to write.
Okay.
So I already have the title. I just haven't decided what I'm going to do yet.
Yeah, because I know it's got to be a part 2. And then after part 2 come out, I'm going to ask you about part 3.
Part 3.
And everything.
Well, we got to finish promoting this. This only been out since September, so.
That's all right. I
got to get started.
Yeah, it's no time like the present.
Well, we're working on a clothing line as we speak right now. A part of the proceeds will also from there be going to cancer. So we're working on that. And actually just going around speaking to a lot. That's very important to me, going out to the jails, the schools, and really talking to the young people, and letting them know that there is hope behind every disadvantage.
Now, did you write this book for young people, or you just wrote it for anybody whose heart need to be pulled from a dark place?
Whose heart,
Okay.
But I am always pulled to young people, because I know that's the next generation, and I feel that they're lost, and us as the older people or the older generation, I felt that's part of our goal to be there for them. But it's for anybody,
right? And it's always good when the older generation gives back to the newer generation, because it's up for us to show them the way, because whatever they're going to do, we made those mistakes, we traveled those paths and everything like that, and we need to be able to let them know that everything's not going to be roses. You're going to make mistakes, but you pull yourself up by the bootstraps, you learn from them, and you work on your circle. You work on having a close-knit group of people that you can, share stuff with, because it's like nowadays it's like no one really talks to anybody anymore.
No.
And we really need to bring that back and everything. And like I said, I'm glad you got a book, because a lot of people don't read anymore. I feel as though everybody should at least aim to read one book a month.
Yes.
At least.
Yes. But the old saying, for our culture, put in a book, it's gonna be lost forever.
Yeah, and that's a sad, but not. It's a sad truth, and it's kind of funny that you even say it, because I was thinking about that earlier today when I was talking to somebody and it was like, I can't tell you the last time I read a book. I'm like, man, I'm in a book at least once a month. You know, gotta read something.
What you reading right now?
Actually, I'm reading a horror novel right now. Yeah, it's called Double Dead. It's basically a vampire wakes up from a long slumber to find out the world is overrun by zombies and he's the last one of his kind left, and he can't feed on the zombies because their blood will kill him, but they're trying to kill him, and he's working with these humans, kind of like, I'll help you guys survive, but you got to feed me.
Right.
So they're kind of like going cross country and stuff like that. So he has a family with him that they give him blood to sustain him, and he protects them from the creatures of the night. Yeah, because like with me, I go back from, reading help books, anything to learn something, to like horror. I love horror and stuff like that. So that's what I'm on right now.
I'm scared of horror. I can't. You be coming to get me, I'll be wondering. Nah. I don't know. I just, that saying, that saying when they say you watch certain movies and certain things come at you, like especially spiritual. They be like, oh, don't watch that movie because it's going to get you. I was like, I don't believe you. I was waiting for 666 to be created again. Then by the time they make it, I can't see it.
I don't know what you're talking about, because I know certain people, when they watch something scary on TV, they want to put on the Cartoon Network before they go to sleep. Oh, I can't go to sleep right after that. Let me put on a Cartoon Network.
I never do that. Maybe I need to try that.
They'll offset it.
They will offset. Okay. Well, the book I'm reading now is called The 5 Temptations of a CEO. Excuse me.
Okay.
So I like that book. I read that book a long time ago, so I want to read it again.
Now, do you think you'll I know, of course, you're going to put some more books out, but are you there for anybody that might want to come to you to ask about putting their own book out, even though
Yes.
you had to do it on your own and everything? You seem like the type person that you're like a open book of knowledge for anybody that has a willingness to learn.
Yes.
And everything.
Definitely. That's I feel that's part of my job, to be here to help other people.
Now, do you have any advice for anybody that might be on the cusp of wanting to write a book, but they're like, it's too much, I can't do this, I can't do that, everything?
Yeah, I think that if you really want to do something, you have to really have, everybody needs a reason to do something. But sometimes it should be yourself. But I would say just do it. Life is too short. When I lost my best friend, I realized that you have to be true to yourself, whatever that is. And then 2, you have to live your dreams. And whatever your dreams is, just do it. Everybody's going to tell you, some people are going to tell you you can't do it, or that's not for you. How do you know until you do it? When we started a magazine, I didn't know how to do a magazine.
And it's always best to go ahead and do something, because there's nothing worse than the I wonder ifs and the regrets and stuff like that. It's I'd rather go do something and fall flat on my face a couple times so I'll get it right, than to be like, no, I'm not going to do it, and then years later be like, God, I should have just stuck it out. I should have just did this,
right,
and everything.
And imagine being dyslexic, and that's what we always think about. Well, we can't do this. If you had asked me this 5 years ago, I would have told you. Maybe 3 years ago, I would tell you I can't do a book, because I can't spell that well. How can I express my thoughts clearly so you can understand? So I didn't think I could do it, but you just have to go out there and do it, and then see what happens.
And this is good motivation, because I can't spell that well, but I know how to hit that spell check button. Like, hold on. And I be loving on Microsoft Word, because they put the little dotted lines underneath of it. Be like, all right, let me go ahead, right click that. Okay, yeah, there we go. We got that word spell and stuff like that.
My iPad was my best friend. That was my best friend.
So you wrote this on your iPad?
My iPad, my cell phone was my 2. I was at work writing in my cell phone. So between my cell phone and my iPad, that's how I wrote the book.
Oh man, dang!
In pages. I'm
sitting here thinking maybe you was handwriting it, or maybe sitting at a computer, but you pretty much, wherever the inspiration hit,
yes,
you were utilizing whatever you had in front of you.
Well, my phone was definitely wherever I was at, and then when I came home at night, it was my iPad.
Okay. So where do you see yourself in like 5 years? Because from here, it really sounds like you really love helping people, especially kids.
Yes.
And everything. And we definitely need more people like you. But where do you see yourself? Like, are you possibly looking to be like a counselor, or, I know you say you do mentoring and everything.
Right. Yeah. In 5 years, I will. In 5 years, he gonna laugh at me right now. In 5 years, I hope to do a couple of things. One, probably do a show with y'all once a month, where it's all of us getting together and just having fun and interviewing people. Definitely my clothing line.
Okay.
And definitely going out there and speaking. I want to be a motivational speaker and go around the world and travel speaking, giving other people hope.
That's what's up.
And quit a job if I can, hopefully.
Yeah. Ain't nothing like self-employment and stuff like that. Being your own boss and everything.
And it's hard doing this and traveling. Now that I travel, because I travel a lot this year now, so I travel a lot with the book and different things. So between traveling and everything, it's
what's the furthest you went with the book?
I've been to Houston.
Okay.
I'm going back to Houston. We've been to Maryland. I'm going to Atlanta. Yeah.
That's got to be a crazy rush that all you went through to pull this book together, and you finally got it together, and now you got people cross country just wanting to meet you, do book signings and everything like that. Like, you're inspiring more people than your little market here in, I know you're not from Delaware, but we'll still say the tri-state area.
Right.
Everything. So that's got to be it. That's got to be satisfactory for you,
Yeah, I mean, I'm blessed. It's a blessing. I don't try to get away from being. I promised the other day I wasn't going to say this word, but I'll say for now because I can't think of another word to use. But I try to stay humble. know, I try to remember that all this can be taken away. She gave me a beautiful gift, and all I want to do is try to keep helping people because she helped me, so I want to help people.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, honor her memory because she pushed you forward to do this, and you're doing things. It would be lovely to have her here, but I know you got her in spirit, so
yeah.
That's...
And her son is her twin, so
okay,
that's her twin.
Okay, so let's get some information about you. Where can they find the book?
The book is there's an ebook on Amazon.
Okay,
and then Barnes and Noble picked it up, which was great because we wasn't sure if they was gonna pick it up. Barnes and Noble picked it up, and then you can also go to my website at Lisa LisaAtward.com. So Lisa@Ward.com, and you can book me as well as go and purchase the book on there.
Okay, and is it available like at Amazon or anything like that, or just through Barnes and Noble?
Barnes and Noble. Okay. I have to go and look again and see if it's on Amazon. I know it's on Amazon for the ebook. Okay. And we're working on an audio book too.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you that. Are you going to read the book, or you're going to hire a voice actor to read the book?
I'm supposed to read the book. I wasn't supposed to read the book. I am reading the beginning part of the book because we already did a pre part of this, and they said the introduction was too personal. The engineer said, so I'm going to do that part, and then I did hire somebody to do the actual book. Okay. So we'll see how that goes.
Now, another side question. What the hell is it like working with Jarrell?
Jarrell is like an acting. He's one of my he's definitely one of my acting managers on the team. My sister's my business manager. They seem to work very well. He's entertaining.
That he is. That he is.
He's entertaining.
Jarrell says nothing, and now I'm entertaining.
Yeah.
He's entertaining.
As you can hear, folks in the background, Jarrell is the fucking entertaining.
He's entertaining.
Don't let him fool you. He's the fucking entertaining. And moving forward, he's going to get his own fucking mic because Jarrell be dropping some jewels, but they be in the background, and only the people that listen to the audio at full volume be like, yo, what did he say? Oh, he's crazy. Yeah.
And that you did ask me something, Tuck. I'm sorry. You said, so what do I see for us? So when we did the book signing, I don't know if you got to see a part of it, but Jarrell Jones, he actually did a poem to the book, and it was amazing. it was amazing. So what I really want to do is actually, hopefully, go on the road where me and G are actually out there motivating people together.
You really won't be on the road with Jay?
Yeah, because he's going to keep me up. You know, keep me motivated, keep me
yeah, because that laugh will keep you up.
Yeah.
As soon as you do something,
I don't
think
I'm funny, so I
figure
like, he's funny.
Yeah, G will get you.
And I don't think I'm funny, so I figured, you know, he can entertain and teach at the same time.
Yeah, because the brother got a hat for every day of the week.
I know, and I added to it.
I don't think I ever seen him wear the same hat twice.
Okay, now y'all got a habit now. In Tuck, you don't know this, but Lisa has a habit of this, talking about me while I'm in the room in front of me, like I'm not here.
Oh, so that's what's going on now.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so I'm feeding off Lisa's energy, and we're talking about you and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, because he you know, you've seen him.
Yeah.
You know, he likes to make you think about stuff that you didn't even think about.
Right.
You know, so I just ignore him sometimes, but he definitely keeps you motivated.
Right.
You know, if you don't got no dreams and goals, he's not your friend, because he's only a person that got dreams and goals. You know,
and he will stay on you about them, because he's a big part of why we're doing this like this now.
So you understand the pain.
Yeah. Yeah. And he will stay on it. He will stay on it. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about that Negro like he is not here. And he's sitting right behind her. Like, if you look over her shoulder, the guy with the... Yeah. You got him. But Lisa, again, I got to thank you for coming out and everything. Like, you know, this is definitely long overdue. And like I said, anybody, you know, if you need some help getting out of a dark place, definitely pick up this book and everything. Empowered by Disadvantages. You can go to her website, and that was Lisa at BOREDinDE.com. Yeah, you can go there, and I'll make sure to put that information in the liner notes. But we're going to go ahead and wrap this up and everything, because I've taken up enough of her time. And plus, we'll sit here and talk about Jarrell's ass all night long. And Jarrell's like that heckler without the mic, so you won't hear him, but we got the mic, so it's whatever. But we not going to talk. Jarrell going to get his own show.
Can you have me on that show too?
Oh, we going to have everybody on that show.
Okay.
It might be a roast of Jarrell. It might just be one big old roast. Have him sitting up there, front and center, in his little, you know,
his hat to the side.
Yeah, and everybody. I'm bringing back third grade girlfriends and everything on him. He gonna get the business.
He might get in trouble with that one.
Right. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, this your man Tuck from BOREDinDE. Again, definitely check us out on YouTube. Definitely subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified when new episodes go up. And we do drop episodes every Thursday. So if you can go to your favorite podcast broadcasting app and sign up, and you know, we'll drop new episodes. And for those of you that are in the Delaware area and that might be interested in sharing your story with us, contact Jarrell.
Real rap.
Yeah, real rap.
It's either going to be Jarrell Jones on Facebook, g-speezy@gmail.com. Reach out. We got it.
Yeah, because Jarrell stays on top of that. Or you could definitely hit us up through the site and be like, this message is for Jarrell, and we'll get back to you. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. This is Tuck. We're going to go ahead and sign off. Peace.
Peace.